Well, hi guys. It's our hello Monday. How about that? Today I don't really want to do like a major teaching. You know what I want to do is encourage you. I want this to be very encouraging. You see my shirt. It says always expect something wonderful to happen. Okay, and this is how I live. I live knowing when I get out of bed that I'm a game changer. I expect good things, not for me. It's not about being self-centered. Okay, it's about me expecting to see wonderful things for other people that just through the things that I do as common courtesy and kindness and showing people grace. So today I want to talk to you about that. You know, on Thursday I didn't do a teaching video. I had intended to early that morning, but I got really busy that morning and I had to leave because I had a couple of appointments and a bunch of errands to do in town. So let me tell you about my trip, okay? I want to talk to you about my trip, okay? So I've been to my first appointment and I leave there. And it's about lunchtime. It's 12 noon. Well, my kid Courtney has told me about this fantastic little restaurant that her and her husband found. And they have their own, now they serve all kinds of food, but they have like a really good vegan, plant-based menu, right? And so I walk in, and of course they're busy, and I'm on a wait for about 15 minutes. I got a chance to talk to the manager on duty. His name's Jonathan, and he looked so familiar to the point I asked him, what have you ever done before, blah, 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 because I'm trying to connect dots here. I thought maybe that he had worked for me in the past, or I had met him through one of the businesses I've owned. Well, it turns out I did. I did meet him. He used to come to my restaurant in Bartlett, Tennessee, and eat a lot in the daytime, and I was the day shift manager 15 years ago. Okay, so let's fast forward. I finally get set down at the table, right? When one of the servers walked by, I motioned her to come over. And she came over and she said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Are you my server?" And she said, "Oh, no, ma'am, I'm not." I said, "Oh, well, I don't need anything. I was wondering, how many of y'all are there on the floor today?" And she said, "Oh, it's only two of us servers and the manager, Jonathan, that you were just talking to, and a couple of guys in the kitchen." She said, "But we're a pretty small crew here." And I said, "Well, the reason I was wanting to know is," and I handed her two $10 bills, 20 bucks, okay? And I said, I wanted to go ahead and just give you $10 and give the other server, if there was two or three, each one of them $10. And she looked at me and she said, well, I'm sorry, why? And I said, because I know that it's been a challenge for everybody in the restaurant industry. I know you've had a hard time making tips. Y'all may have been closed for a little while, not able to let people come in and out to eat, just different things. I said, and I also know that people are sometimes rude in this business because I'm kind of been in your business, and I just want you to know I'm not rude, and I don't want to be rude, and I want to make your day. And you know what? $10 isn't a lot of money, but it's just enough to say thank you for being here today. And she looked at me, still kind of starry-eyed, and she said, actually, $10 is a lot for here because our menu items aren't that expensive, and you know, our average tip is only like $3 or $4, so no, $10 is really a lot for just one person, and you're going to give me and her. I said, yeah. And I said, actually, I need to see Jonathan again, too. And so when he came back over, he said, Jessica, what can I do to help you? I said, well, I gave your two servers your $10 a piece. And he said, oh, you didn't need to do that. And I said, oh, I didn't need to. I wanted to. And I handed him a 10. And I said, and I wanted to just bless you today because I know that sometimes being in the business y'all are in, it's not an easy job. Well, he kind of didn't really want to take the money, but he did, okay? So here's the thing. And then, of course, and I told my server when she came up to take my order, I said, I want you to know that $10 bill that she gave you has nothing to do with how you treat me today or if you are good or not good. Your tip is totally separate, okay? And so anyway, I had this great meal. In fact, Jonathan came over and talked to me 3 or 4 times, and he even brought me a special spoon. They've got 3 in the building. He said, I want you to use this spoon for your soup. And so I got special treatment, and then I ordered some extra food to bring home, and my husband and I had that same type of food from that restaurant for dinner that night. And oh my goodness, guys, I thought my husband was going to hurt himself eating that. But it was awesome, okay? He cleaned all the bowls all the plates. So the next thing I want to talk to you about, I had that list of things to do, right? And every time I walk into a building, I'm making eye contact with people. I'm smiling. I'm treating them the way that I would want to be treated. Jesus said, love people the way that you want them to love you, treat them. Okay, that's how I live. I get out of bed knowing I'm going to treat people well because I want to be treated well, and that's not the reason. It really isn't. If we got to get legalistic, you can say that I treat people with love because I want to reap what I sow, but honestly, it is so natural for me. When I see people, the love of God just starts beaming out of me and flowing out of my heart. So it's not something I have to force myself to do. When I see another living being, whether it's an animal or a human, something just bubbles up in me and kindness starts flowing out of me. I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Okay, so now I'm over at Sam's Club and I'm just kind of minding my own business, tootling along, picking up different odds and ends, putting them in the basket, right? And as I'm walking past the pharmacy at Sam's. Now, look, I don't take any drugs. I have no prescription medicines. I have no health issues, so I don't have any prescriptions to try to mask or cover up those complicated illnesses. So anyway, so I had gone by and bought some soap or something, okay? And as I was cutting through there was a woman, and she wasn't a whole lot older than me. I would say at the most 10 years older than me. And she's standing there and she's getting her medicine, right? It was 2 prescriptions. And the girl, she said, so how much do I owe you for the deductible? And the pharmacy lady said, oh, well, it's going to be $9.96 or something like that. And so I stopped. And I pulled 2 fives out of my wallet. And I said, excuse me, I just kind of tapped the lady on her shoulder. I said, would it be okay with you if I just paid your deductible today? And she looked at me, she said, oh no, honey, I'm okay. I could tell the way she was dressed. She wasn't a rich person, but she wasn't poor either. She was just an average individual, right? She said, oh no, honey, I'm okay. I can pay that deductible. I'm not really that broke or anything. And I said, well, I didn't mean to imply that you were broke. I'm sure you got $10. That's not much money at all. I said, I wanted to pay it so you knew that you were special and that you were loved and for it just to be a special little treat for you. She looked and said, oh, okay. Well, I really hate to take your money. I said, oh, don't feel bad about that. If I didn't want to pay it, I wouldn't have stopped and offered. And then she turns around, she took the money, and she turns around and saw on the register that it was only about $5. It's $4 and something, right? And she said, oh, well, it's only $5. It's not even 10 anymore. And I said, well, okay, that's fine. You can keep the 5. She said, oh, no, I would never want to do that. And I said, okay, then we'll strike a deal. I will pay the $5 if you will just let me do that. Is that fair? And she said, yes, I can do that. And so I got to pay her deductible. Watch, this is so amazing because there's other people watching and listening. Okay, the pharmacy lady is standing in the background going, oh my goodness. And when I turned to walk away, the pharmacy lady, the little lady that's walking away with her medicine, she couldn't see us. The pharmacy lady looked at me and went, I've never seen anybody do this. And I said, I know, it's okay. And I kept on walking. Guys, I could tell you about 6 more stories just like that of where I got to love people, bless people, help someone, be kind to them, help them unload their car because, they've got a baby in the cart and they're struggling to get their groceries put in their car and take care of their kids, or an elderly person that's, I felt like I should stop and say, hey, can I help you unload your cart and return it to the front so you don't have to. Those are the things that I do, and I do it with intention every single day. I get out of bed knowing that I'm going to change someone's life that day just for the better. And you know what? It's not a long-term change, but if everybody did that type of kindness all the time, just think about how differently people would see their own value and how it would overflow and get all sticky, gooey love all over everybody else. So everybody's loving everybody, doing all kinds of acts of little kindness, right? Like, oh, here, let me pay for your groceries. Yeah, it might be $10 or $20. What difference does it make? Or let me help you. Helping someone with unload their cart and return it costs you $0. right? Telling somebody how pretty they are or that color looks good on them costs you zero. What it does cost you, and I mean zero is in money, okay? What it does cost you is to slow down and look at people and pay attention to what might make their day, okay? Well, listen, I've gone my 10 minutes. I pray that this has blessed you, and I haven't really decided what I'm going to talk about this week. We just ended our series, but I'll come up with something, and if you've got something you want me to talk about or share with someone, please just put in the comments, and we will surely talk about that. I love you, and I will see you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.